Alright, so this is Long Lever bringing you a prepper idea. Look at this. It is a pop can stove.
We got fire!
Fire is, of course, one of the #1 priorities in a survival situation. And one of these, you can just make it, throw it in your bug out bag, and have it for later. So we are going to show you how to make one of these, and they last forever. So let's go ahead and show you how to make one. Alright, so for this project, you're going to need wax, you're going to need a knife, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a can, and over here we have some cardboard. So, take your can. You're going to want to have about halfway in between. Make a small little hole with your knife. Be very careful not to puncture down through your hand. Take a pair of scissors, and as carefully as you can, try to make the crispest line across. You don't really want any jagged edges. And it's really difficult when you're cutting this thin of a can not to have jagged edges. But try to be as even as you can all the way around, because the jagged edges are going to prevent you from putting your cardboard down inside the can. Close enough. And you can go through, trim it up a little bit, make your edges a little more even. Take off any hooks or sharp spots that you can find, even though the whole can is kind of sharp. But that's close enough. Make sure the inside is as dry as you can get it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to your cardboard, and you're going to find where the bottom of your can is in relation to the cardboard, and then we have this nice handy cutting board here. We're just going to slide it in and basically make it even all the way across. Thereabouts. That's pretty even. Take a marker. There you go. Now we're going ahead and cut that. Once I get that cut, we will be right back. All right, so once you've cut your cardboard, you want to go ahead and do a dry fit. Basically, just roll your cardboard up into a compact roll. Hopefully this is enough cardboard. Holy cow. Oh, we need more cardboard. We're going to cut some more. So that's why we actually dry fit this, to make sure you have enough before you start pouring the wax and getting everything messed up. So we're going to roll this up as tight as you can get it. And we're going to start with the next roll. Roll it up. I wonder if that music's gonna flag this video.
Yeah.
It might. I don't know what to see about taking it out.
No.
So there we go. We're gonna put this down into the can. That's almost perfect. So we have, let's see, that was a 27-inch box. Have about 54 inches of cardboard here. So about 54 inches to fill a pop can, and that's exactly what you want. You want it pretty compact in there, no big gaps. And that's about 2.5 inches tall. All right, so this is our basis of our stove. Now we're going to take this wax, and over here, I'll show you a real easy way. You've got some boiling water. My stove's nasty. We haven't cleaned it since we cooked dinner. Take your wax, cut it up into tiny chunks. Be careful not to put too much in there that it actually overflows your pan, the water down there. But you can see that's already melting like crazy. And this way you won't have any fires whatsoever. We're going to use about half of the wax that we have. That should be about enough. This candle that we got is just $1.50 that we got from Dollar General. You can actually find cheaper candles, but this is what we got. All in all, this project is going to cost $1.50. The cardboard is just left over from when we moved. The can is left over from what we drank. And the waxes are actually our only cost right now, besides, of course, the fuel for the propane and the tinfoil and stuff. But that's melting. When that is done melting, we will come right back. All right, so wax is melting. We're actually just going to leave it in the pan because the hot water is going to keep the wax melted. We're just going to transfer it over. You just want to drizzle this wax all over. There's a bigger spoon, jeez. I wonder if we can just pick it up and do it like this. Make a pour valve. Yeah, we'll give it a try. It's on glass. We can clean it up. And you just want to saturate this thing. Now, as you can see, we actually added a wick. Since we had candles already, we added a wick to it. Because why not? We're going to need more wax. That I did not expect. Okay, we're going to melt more wax. Here we go. So we've melted even more wax. Like before. Make a nice little spout. That's really warm. Steam is hot, yo. Slowly, carefully pour. There we go. Look at that. Our pour hasn't gone well. There we go. Let this completely cool, and we will go ahead and light it when we come back. All right, so this is actually the finished product. We put a wick down the center of it just to make it a little bit easier to light, but you even shouldn't need the wick. And so let's go and light it, see what it looks like. You should be able to just light the actual... It's growing. So I'm not too impressed with how fast it is to light. You kind of have to melt some of the wax off of the cardboard to get it to catch. That's a pretty decent flame. Oh, she's burning dirty though. Wowzers, that's probably 6-inch flame. Something like that, but it's definitely burning real sooty. Got a lot of black coming off. Producing a lot of heat. I bet you could almost make a stove out of the top.
Why don't we do it?
We're going to play around with that. So, it burns. It burns very well. Once you get it going, you can probably tip it to light the rest if you wanted a lot more fire. I'm getting a lot of good heat off of it, too.
Now, how easy is it to put back out?
Out.
But does that make lighting any different? Lights up a lot quicker once you've got a burned spot.
Yep.
So putting the wick in, it's not a bad idea. It'll help it start a lot easier your first time around, and then from there you should be good.
Yeah, it's not necessary. It's just the wick that was in the center of the candle. But that's it. We are going to play around with the top part and see if we can make a rocket stove out of this. So we will be right back. All right, so after about, I don't know, what's been 4 minutes? 4 or 5 minutes? The top of the improvised can of fire is completely on fire all the way across instead of what we just saw just a little bit. It's still producing a ton of black smoke, and the flame is probably now closer to, I think, 10 inches, 12 inches. It is
I'd say
quite tall. They're definitely black in the bottom of your pan, whatever pan you're using to cook with it. But overall, this is I think it's a success.
I'd say it would.
So we're now going to just leave it in a safe place and see how long it burns for. So when we come back, we will tell you how long it burned for. All right, so this actually burned for almost 2 hours. 2 hours exactly before it went out. And I'm not entirely sure if it ran out of fuel or if the wick actually died. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn this light on so we can see a little bit better. Let's go ahead and pull this cardboard out and see what actually happened. Whether it was the cardboard that turned it appears that the cardboard has turned to mostly ash. Or whether there's still some good cardboard down in there.
Here.
Wowzers. Yeah, we'll just make another one.
Oh, that works.
These are cheap enough, who cares?
One thing to note, if you can see it, it curled over the edges of the can, so it definitely gets hot right up at the top where it's burning.
I managed to do that without cutting myself.
I am still seeing some legit cardboard down there, yo. Oh, we've still got some wax.
Yep, there's still wax on the bottom of this. So it looks like it didn't run out of fuel. It actually ran out of wick.
Maybe it's possible we packed it too tightly.
Or it just burned the top of the wick and we've still got some underneath. Yeah, because this is all good cardboard. There's still wax down in there.
Definitely something to experiment with and see where we can get to it.
I almost wonder if you can burn the top. Yeah, look at that. That's still got wax on it.
Burn the top, cut it off, burn the top again.
Yeah, or just refill it with wax. We could also experiment with a smaller can. Maybe cut the size in half and use it as a smaller. Because yeah, it only looks like it burned maybe the top quarter inch, half inch of cardboard before it got down too far and ran out of cardboard. It all carbonized. So try it with a shorter one next time. But 2 hour survival emergency candle or emergency stove made out of cardboard, an old pop can, and wax. So all in all, great project. Give it a try. Everybody, thanks for watching. Check out social media down below, all my other videos. And everybody, have a great night. All right, so a little addendum. We found that if you scrape off the top portion and expose the old cardboard with the wax in it, that it actually will relight. So it will last more than 2 hours. You just have to cut away the carbon and figure out, yeah, look at that, the entire thing's burning again. All right, we will have to do more experimentation, but for now, that is the video, and we will do a post video, I guess, when we figure out what's going on. So back to your normal broadcasting service.